Yo, 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 LOLeros! This episode of Latinos Out Loud is brought to you by McDonald's.
LOLeros. If you're a listener of our show, you know that all three of us are diehard McDonald's fans. Like we all got like McDonald's jerseys and we root for the McDonald's every time we pass it. Like it's our favorite team, right?
Oh yeah. And Jamie, I got some even better news. We got some iconic news to share with all of you, okay?
Oh, share it. I'm excited. What's going on?
Yes, the McRib is back, okay?
The McRib.
That's right. Here comes the big butt, Jamie. Hold on. This is just the McRib like farewell tour, okay?
Wait, McRib is having a farewell tour? No.
Yes. Sorry, Jamie. Yes, it is.
Okay, but it can't be a real farewell tour. It's probably like the type of farewell tour like that bands say they have. You know, like the Rolling Stones have had like 20 farewell tours. So, the McRib is probably like the McJagger of sandwiches.
Yes.
And so this might not be a real farewell tour, but
I'm hoping
it's not. But you know what? Just in case, we got to go to McDonald's right now and get ourselves a McRib.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea, Jamie.
And make sure you get some napkins because every time I eat a McRib, my hands get dirty. It's the barbecue sauce.
All over, yeah.
Yeah, and now that they might be the last that we have a McRib, I might have tears that I got to wipe off too. I don't know. I don't know what emotions I'm going to go through, Frank.
Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So, LOLeros, the McRib farewell tour. Oh, I can't even say that. It's happening right now at McDonald's. Go get yours.
It's the Latinos Out Loud podcast. Yo, baby. Everybody get your guiras, your tamboras, your banderas. This is the Dominican Film Festival NY episode. ¿Qué hiciste? ¿Qué hiciste tú? Eso es lo que yo hice yo. This is the Dominican Film Festival episode of Latinos Out Loud, or one of them, because we're going to recap it too. Yo, guys, it's your friend, tu amiguita, Rachel La Loca. Yes, Rachel La Loca is here with you. Shout out to Jamie and Frank, my brethren. They out there doing their thing. And here we are, you and I. Okay, I'm loud and I'm proud today, guys. I'm sorry if you have to dial down the volume on your radios, on your iPhones, your Androids, or on any kind of speaker that you've built with Campbell's soup cans, some wiring, fishnet. Whatever you're listening to us on, I'm going to be loud and proud for sure. This is un orgullo que no te puedo explicar, loco y loca, okay? When the Dominican Film Festival comes to town, es un orgullo because we're seeing amazing artwork come out of the country, being produced. They are directors from Dominican Republic, filmmakers, writers, actors, like all these creatives from and for la República Dominicana. Dios, patria, libertad y loca. I'm here for all of it. Okay, those four things, el escudo y yo. So this is a fun one for me, okay, off the bat. And I'm so excited to have amazing guests that are representing DFFNY right now on the show. And if you want to learn more about what's going on, go to DominicanFilmFestival.com ahora mismo. As long as you can listen to this and do that at the same time, because I wouldn't want you to go doing things and then put me in the background. No, nobody puts Loca in the corner, okay? Nobody puts Loca in the background. I'm in the foreground, please. All right, so let's get into this interview real quick because we are going to talk to the creative director. And she's more than a filmmaker. She's a actress, producer, writer, comedian, and she is CEO of Latin Hollywood Films, none other than Kiki Meléndez, and the creative director, like I mentioned, Henry Dominguez of the Dominican Film Festival. I want to shout out Armando, I want to shout out Catherine Castro and also just all y'all at the Dominican Film Festival for partnering with Latinos Out Loud. We're going to be activating in some fun ways throughout the festival, which is taking place here in New York City from November 1st through the 9th. So let's get into these interviews, okay? Wepa, wepa, wepa. Wepa, wepa, wepa. Casey Sosa, Casey Sosa, Casey Sosa, Casey. I gotta stop with the merengue. All right, let's go. Okay, luchadores, get in your corners. All right, guys, this is the part of the show on Latinos Out Loud where we interview someone amazing. Guess what, guys? Bonus on bonus on bonus. We are interviewing two people that are representing so hard body right now for the cultura, and bigger than that, for Dominicans everywhere. Please put your hands together one time for Kiki Meléndez and Henry Dominguez.
Mujer, you're gonna lose your voice.
It's okay. It's vale la pena entonces, because it's not every day that you have comedian, icon in the space, producer, actor, Kiki Meléndez in the mother effing building. And Henry, all due respect, I love you too, boo. I respect what you're doing, okay, as creative director of the film festival. But Kiki is one of my heroines, okay?
Ay,
She's
tan
one
bella.
of my female heroes.
Henry can always get
heroes.
a sex change.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. We can always fund that, get a GoFundMe going or something. But listen, no. What this is about is so big, you guys. Es un honor, de verdad, to have you guys here on the Latinos Out Loud podcast as the city prepares for the Dominican Film Festival 2022. Oh,
Yay!
my God. Saludos y felicitaciones. And I want to actually talk to each of you about your involvement this year. Every year, it seems like you guys are one-upping the festival. Every year, there's just something new. This year, Henry dropped a number before that blew my mind, that there are 80 films in the Dominican Film Festival 2022.
That's crazy.
That is correct.
Feature and short, spanning the genres, docs. I want to hear all about it, guys. Kiki, Henry, I want to talk to you so badly, but again, Kiki's my shiro. Okay,
I know she's the star here.
Pero Kiki, tell everybody a little bit about your involvement in the 2022 Film Festival. You have a project that's going to be showcased. You have a whole event around you. So please tell us about Kiki Meléndez Day and Night at the Dominican Film Festival 2022.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the Dominican Film Festival because they have been instrumental in my career and getting me known to people like you, to people in my hometown where I grew up, New York City. I have moved to Los Angeles. I moved to Los Angeles, in 1998 when I was just a little girl. And and I had my fans, I did Kiki desde Hollywood and all that, but people thought I was Mexican.
Ay, que no.
Because, I was, the show was coming from Los Angeles, from the West Coast. And so I feel that, Henry and Armando and the Dominican International Film Festival were really the ones that reintroduced me to my people. You know what I mean? So we have always had a really great relationship. We always support each other. They always look out for me. I look out for them. And we have a really beautiful relationship. And I'm very proud of what they've done, the platform they created for independent producers, for Dominicans especially, and for nuestra gente to be able to have a place to show our work to the industry, to people like you, to the press. And to encourage the, reason there are 80 films and every year there's going to be more and more is because people are inspired. Every year people go and see the festival and they're like, oh, wow, I could be up there. My film could be on that screen. And so more and more are created, more independent producers become, the players that end up in the festival. So I just want to say thank you to the festival. And this year, I'm very excited because we just launched a show called Broads Abroad, which I filmed in the Dominican Republic. And it is, it's a hybrid between a travel show and a comedy special. So I think that the people that view it are going to be so happy, because it is showing people the entire country while we do it's almost like an SNL. We do sketches, it's with Vicky Barbalock and Crystal Powell, who were comics that competed on America's Got Talent. And then I bring them to my country. I show them around. We start filming from the time they get off the plane, which is hilarious. Lo ponemos una camioneta in the backseat of a camioneta because
with the maleta y todo.
With the maleta y todo. And they're like, what the hell is going on here, And so it was a great experience. The girls were so impressed with my country and everybody that came. And then we also did another one called Black Girl Magic. I also did Reinas de la Risa. I filmed all these women, female, specials. Reinas de la Risa was the first ever stand-up comedy show in the nation, in Dominican Republic.
Wow.
with Dominican and Caribbean, the Caribbean comedian Zulema Cruz, she's Cuban, and then we had Chedi Garcia, who's #1 here, and she's pretty big, and Jacqueline Estrella also, who's a top comic here, and myself. So I do Spanish language and English language in the different shows, and you're gonna get to see those shows. You're gonna get to see Reinas de la Risa back to back with Broads Abroad. And I'm so excited to, because this is like the first time that I'm gonna see the reaction of my people seeing a tour of their country and learning a little history about our country, which is incredible history. We are like the oldest, we're the first city in the New World, as you know. And so it's a beautiful homage to my country. And, I'm very proud of it. So I'm very excited to see what the reaction will be. And very grateful that I get to be with people like you that love me so much.
You have no idea. I'm working on my own empire, on my own future. And I have women like you to thank for paving such a strong path for me to follow in my own voice, with my own footsteps. But you really created such a foundation for us Latinas in comedy. We're still outnumbered, but with strong and bold voices like yours, Kiki. You do so much for us. Can we, Henry, I'll get to you. I promise, Henry. I know okay, look, Omnicultura Fest is something else that you create.
Yes.
Aside from all the wonderful stuff that we see or that we will see on screen at the film festival, do you want to talk a little bit about that, about how you catapult people's careers with Omnicultura Fest?
Yes, I'm very proud of it. One of our filmmakers got a multi-million-dollar deal with Amazon because of Omni.
God, hello, hay que aplaudir eso. Hay que aplaudir. Okay.
And hold on one second, please. So hold on one second.
That's okay.
I'm having a little Ángela, estoy grabando.
We're pre-recording, baby, so this can all come out in editing.
No hagas bulla. Tú puedes arreglar eso y todo, pero cosas que hagan bulla no la hagas.
Okay, you heard. You want to maybe make note of the timestamp just to do editing and post? August and Josie know they got it.
Okay. So yeah, Omni, I am actually thinking of doing Omnicultural TV Fest in New York this 2023.
Hold on, I'm having a conniption. I'm losing myself. You're bringing it to New York?
Well, what? I haven't decided yet because my LA people are like, no. And my New York people are like, yes.
Come. Kiki, we need it.
I just want to try it. I want to try New York to see, how we can make it work and what the response is, you know. And I just feel like sometimes it's good to change things up. I've done it in
Yes.
LA. We had 3,600 people the first year, and then we had to do it online. Okay, after that because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should do New York 1 year. I wouldn't say I would do it forever unless it was, you know, if there was a big reason. But I just feel like I have so many people in New York that need a break, that need exposure, and you know, that might not be able to fly to LA. And you know, I just want to see. So when I go to New York for the Dominican Film Festival, I'm going to look around at some locations and see if I can make it happen in New York for 2023.
Mama, whatever you need, okay? I got like the white pages, the yellow pages, the brown pages, all up in here, okay? So I'm not saying, but I'm happy to connect any dots that you need. I'm New York born and bred, and I would love to see the success of Omnicultura Fest here in New York City. You know, we hear this a lot, you guys. Henry, Kiki, I hear like even in the podcast space, oh, a lot of content coming out of LA. Y'all New Yorkers are slacking. You know, New York is slacking. And I'm like, yo, I'm here busting my ass, yo. We are busting our asses, but we do need incubator programs and the help and guidance of those that are killing it in LA. Those BIPOC, those Latinos too, Latinas, please come help us. We could use more of that out on the East Coast.
I mean, my dream would be, to be honest, to do you know, one in LA and 6 months later do one in New York.
Yes.
But I'm trying to like raise funds, because the problem is that like Armando and Henry, you know, we put so much of our own time, you know what I mean? It's hard to hire people when you don't have a lot of funding. So it's kind of hard to do it on my own. So I'm trying to raise some funding so that I could do that. And I can hire people, because I have my personal career that takes a lot of my time. So it's very difficult to like give to the community, have a career, be a mom, a wife.
I'm saying, you know, a family. Yeah, you throw that in the mix too, please, because you're a family. Una mujer de la familia. Oh, sí.
Exactly. Que tiene, you know, has a lot of responsibility because you have 3 kids that need your attention. So it's very, very difficult. So, but that's my ultimate goal. And that's what I'm working toward, is doing 6, you know, one in New York, and then 6 months later, do it in LA. You know,
I'm gonna light a candle for that because that sounds incredible. Henry, when you're working with someone like Kiki, you know, how does the activation happen for the festival? Like, does Kiki come to you, or do you know what Kiki's working on and you're like, I bet we're gonna do this, 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 and this in the fest? Like, how does the collaboration work? Give us the inner eye of the inner workings.
Well, Kiki has been with the festival for many years now, and she's a shaker and a mover, and every time we like check in on her, she has something new, and definitely like pertinent to the festival. So I got to work on a film with her that's still like undercover. It hasn't come out yet, but we're looking forward to showcasing that next year, maybe in the festival. So look out for that. But that one
is with Kuno Becker.
Yeah.
Kuno Becker is the lead, and I'm just a sugar mama.
Oh, pero I like that. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be funny. Trust me on that one.
I like aspire to be a sugar mama. You know what I'm saying?
She's a great sugar mama.
Amazing. Okay, so then there's a whole day of events around Kiki's projects, correct?
The project she has this year, she's going to be able to showcase both of them at Copacabana.
Yes.
And that is a collaboration that we have at Copacabana this year, and it involves drinking and watching films. So come enjoy some of that too.
So Henry, do you have the day that's all going down for Kiki, so people know what to look out for? I mean, there's a plethora of events that we should like give people broad strokes on, but when is Kiki Day at the Dominican Film Festival 2022?
It is the 7th of November.
Okay. So guys, when you go to the website, which is dominicanfilmfestival.com, make sure to look for Kiki's projects, especially what you're doing for Latinas. Oh, gets me so
Well,
excited.
I'm going to tell you two things that I really think people will really benefit from. Okay.
Go.
One of them is a panel on November 7th. I believe it's at 7 p.m. at the Alianza Dominicana in New York. And it is going to be, the panel is 3 generations of Latinos in Hollywood. And we have invited Emily Tosta, who stars in My NMC, and she was the star of Party of Five, the remake of Party of Five. And she's also in a movie with Nicolas Cage. Okay. And anyway, she is a Dominican Venezuelan that a lot of people don't know. They have no idea she's Dominican Venezuelan. She's in a very Mexican American project called My NMC. So people think she's Mexican, and she plays a Mexican. She plays a Mexican. So she is coming. And then Rene Rosado, who is the only Latino on the Connors on ABC. He was also on Major Crimes. So this is 3 generations of Latinos in Hollywood, and we're going to be able to talk about how the business has changed, how it has evolved, what are the good things and what are the bad things that have happened in those 30 years, And we're going to have the panel moderated by Nadine Rajabi, who is the showrunner for Below Deck, which is a hit show. It's on its 8th or 10th season on Bravo. She also was the showrunner for Shahs of Sunset, the Shahs of Sunset. And she has a development deal with Bravo Television. She has a development deal. So she's going to moderate the panel, which is really awesome. That's going to be a great panel. And that's going to be on November 7th in La Alianza Dominicana in New York. Okay. And then on November 8th is when we're going to go to the Copa, get drunk, and watch Reinas de la Risa and Broads Abroad.
I can't wait for November 8th. That's Kiki Day, Kiki Night. And I mean, there's so many things. And I'm also moderating a panel for the Dominican Film Festival, which I'm super excited about, also at Alianza Dominicana. And that's on November 2nd, right, Henry?
That's correct.
Yeah. So
what is your panel about?
Henry, I turn the mic over to you because this is actually recording a few days before. And so I know some things are almost solidified, but as the creative director of the festival, can you give the LOLeros an insight or just some info on the panel that I'll be moderating on November 2nd?
So you will be moderating a panel called Dominicanas, Women Shaping the Film Industry.
Yes. I love it.
That's very cool.
And that is on November 2nd. I'm very excited because you sure know how to juice it up and get the information out of people. So make them talk a lot.
I'm so excited. Kiki, I moderated a panel at the Viacom building in 2018 when I was 73 months pregnant. I swear, I know y'all had a medic on deck and there was somebody waiting for my water to break. But moderating that panel, first of all, that's where I met you in person for the first time. Total fangirl.
Yeah, I remember.
Luckily, and by the grace of Papa Dios, I've had every single person on that panel as a guest on the Latinos Out Loud podcast ever since. And I attribute that to the power of networking at the Dominican Film Festival, the vibe that is in the building, in the room. It's literally about growth and prosperity and being there to elevate one another. We all have so much to offer each other. We will freaking win if we just give more like Kiki's doing. Kiki doesn't stop giving. Henry doesn't stop giving. Armando doesn't stop giving. Catherine Castro doesn't stop giving. And that's why all those people that I just mentioned are winning. This is a model for us to follow. Look, guys, I want to respect your time, but I would love to ask both of you to share some last messages for the LOLeros on why supporting Dominican film is so important and what they should look forward to at the Dominican Film Festival next week.
So So what to look forward to? Look forward to very eclectic programming of 80 plus films, and all about Dominicans or made by Dominican people. And this is a whole.
What are the
opening?
What is the opening movie?
Opening night is on the 1st at the United Palace with this movie called The App.
It's a great movie,
it's like
really great.
About a hacker, and he just built an app, and he's getting chased because he built like this really cool hacking app. So there's that on the 1st, and all the other films by Dominicans in the diaspora, a lot of short films from the Dominicans in the diaspora. They're all going to be present. We have a lot of filmmakers are going to be with us.
Oh, and shout out to Catherine. Catherine's film is also premiering at opening night, the film Week.
That is correct.
By former guest and friend to the room, Catherine Castro. We love you, girl.
We love you.
Exciting at the United Palace. What a perfect venue, you guys. In the heart of Washington Heights. The venue is so beautiful, and it's so cultural. It's so connected to, not only people that live in the Heights, but Dominicans in New York City. That's our Apollo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
really
yeah.
Please go to our website to check the programming and to get tickets for the opening night and be part of that whole experience.
Yeah, and then you're expanding even down to Chelsea at Sinopolis, which is awesome too. So just imagine that Dominican rainbow is going to go from the Heights to Chelsea. So make sure you catch the Roy G. Biv. You know what I'm saying? The Dominican Roy G. Biv will be in the building. I think that's really exciting. Again, the film festival and all of the films being shown can be seen on the website, which is DominicanFilmFestival.com. Kiki, any closing words? I sort of want to if I could fine tune the question for you a bit more, because it's not every day that I talk to Kiki Meléndez, okay? if not only you can share about, again, what people could look forward to and all of that, but could you share some words of advice to the future Kikis, the Kikisitas out there that are comedians, maybe film directors, producers, starters of festivals, all those future Kiki Meléndez's? You do so much. It's really, I'm just naming a few of the things that you've done, but what are some words of advice that you have for them on navigating the space as a Latina, as an Afro Latina, as a mom, all of the things that probably you face day to day as maybe minor barriers? How do you push through them, and how do you navigate the space? What are some words of advice?
Well, one of the things I have learned throughout my career is that everything is about relationships, and the ego often gets in the way when we're doing some kind of project, right? And for example, I'm just going to give you an example. For example, a writer comes up and creates, a certain project, right? And an executive like myself says, okay, this is what you need to get that project sold. And often the writer becomes, says, oh, no, well, I want it this way. And it can't be that way. And they don't want anyone touching what, they've created. I see this more with the creators in New York and the East Coast more than the West Coast, because we've already been beaten down, and we already know that if we want to deal with a network, we have no say in what happens. We already know that. And I think the East Coast producers and creators, they don't understand that. They think that because they created the product, that it is their choices and their decisions that matter. But like every business, the person paying for the project or paying for you to be on the air is going to want to do it their way, because, okay, they don't want to lose money. And you, as a brand new creator, doesn't know what really sells. You created a beautiful project, right? But you don't know what really sells. So for example, people think that it's so easy to just create a project and get it on the air. I mean, I don't even know how I have had 5 projects on the air. I'm still asking myself, because it is putting a project on the air is like winning the lotto. Like it's easier to win the lotto than to put a project on the air. I mean, I'm going to tell you the honest truth. And a lot of people end up in collaborations. I try to always leave any kind of relationship in good terms, because you never know, okay, when that person can help you again, when you have the right timing, the right situation.
Yeah.
And I've noticed, Mija, that everything in this business is relationship. Luck, relationship is what gets you the product on the air. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the old days where they used to go out there. Like when I did Kiki This at Hollywood, that was the old days. They used to go and discover you. You know how I got that show? Because I was doing a radio show in LA. I was doing mornings and a weekend show called Latin Grooves Live. We put Latin music on general market radio for the first time in Los Angeles.
Wow.
Okay. And that show was such a huge hit. It was like everybody was talking about it, had huge numbers. It was beating, it was beating Kiss FM. It was huge. And the president of Galavisión, Javier Saralegui, at the time, he said, can you go, he told one of his executives, can you go to that show? Because I used to do it live from the Hollywood Athletic Club.
Wow.
And so he said, so he goes, she's getting 1,500 people there. Like, who is this girl? Why is everyone talking about her? She sounds good on the radio. Can you go check to see if she's camera material, if she's, ready for prime time, if she looks good, if she looks like she could be on TV. Do you believe that? He literally just told an executive to go see if I could appear on TV, like if I had the look for television. If I would have been, let's say, not the right look, Kiki would have never happened, right?
Wow.
So the executive literally came up to me in the middle of a show and said, hey, my president told me, and she told me exactly what happened. She goes, he told me to see if you were camera ready. And I go, well, what do you think?
What do you think?
And she says, you're pretty awesome. Let's talk. And from there, I started conversations about creating my own show for Galavision. And it was a hit. It was a huge hit. And so that was the old days, girl. That was the old days. They would actually, let me tell you another amazing story. Okay. This one, so you guys understand what I'm talking about. Do you guys know Sister Sister?
The show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Kim Bass. He created that show. It's based on his twin sisters. And of course, he just created a whole show and a whole sitcom about it. It's not necessarily all true, but he was inspired because he had twin sisters. His parents got divorced. One lived with one parent, the other one lived with the other parent. Then they found themselves in the middle of a mall and thought they were looking at a mirror because they looked exactly the same. And he went to ABC. Listen to this. He went to ABC, and in those days, you pitched a show verbally. You would just go in there and say, this is a show about twin girls, African-American twin sisters separated by divorce that end up finding themselves, blah, blah.
Wow.
And
this
the
is
network.
Tia and Tamara, the whole start of the career of the Maori, Tia and Tamara.
Right. And the creator goes and he sells the concept. And they say to him, we love it. We love it. Okay, this is the deal. We're going to hire the production company, the director, the cast. And then we're just going to pay you for being the creator, but you don't even have to show up.
Wow.
That's how it was. But guess what? He got paid millions of dollars. He didn't even have, no tenía que hacer nada because that's how the networks used to operate. They used to do everything for you. They used to find the production company. They used to find the talent for you. You could go into it and pitch them an idea and they would say, we love it. If somebody in the room really believed in it, you got it. You got everything. They got the production for you. They got the talent for you. Now we have to do that. We have to get the production company. We have to get the talent. We have to pay for the promo. We have to do a sizzle reel. We have to develop the entire season of the show on our own dime. And then we have to go, knock on doors to see who will buy it. And if 3 or 4 say no, everybody walks away.
Tough.
It's a tough business, but so I highly suggest to creators to learn about the business, to learn about it. And nobody, mira, I have like 20 something years in the business, more than 20 years, and I still don't know the business.
Thanks for dropping those tips, because without those tips, people go into shit blindly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people just have to let their ego, when you go into a situation and you have somebody that's interested in your project and they can open a door for you, or they have more power than you have to humble yourself. Yeah. You really have to humble yourself and realize that sometimes, you got to take a step back and let them run the show, because they know what they need to get it sold.
Thank you for sharing that, Kiki. Thank you, because look, sometimes there are words that we don't necessarily want to hear, but let's go into it smarter. Thanks to people like Kiki. Let's listen to the words of advice so we don't fuck shit up. And so we could actually keep this momentum going and stop seeing those shows get canceled. We don't want to see those shows that have a representation of us get canceled anymore. We need to see more.
Exactly. We got to learn to play the game.
We can start change. We can facilitate change. But all we need to do is listen to Kiki right now. We have to keep leveling up, and we can't do that alone. You don't do that in a silo. You do that with a group, with the gang. And the gang's out here, and they're going to be at the Dominican Film Festival next week. Henry, please tell everybody one more time the URL and the dates of the festival, please.
DominicanFilmFestival.com. The festival is happening from November 1st to the 9th. Please join us on the 1st at the United Palace and be part of the whole magical experience with me and Rachel and Kiki.
Yay!
Ay, party, hoy se bebe. Yo, we're gonna have so much fun. It's gonna be lit. I may wear my Dominican sash from the parade. I'm not sure. I may bring my guida. I think I'm gonna bring my guida and my tambora. I may come dressed as super Dominican girl. I'm not sure. I'm so excited for you guys to come to my home. But thank you, Henry, creative director of the Dominican Film Festival, and of course, producer, comedian, actress, loca, that we love so much, gem of the community, Kiki Meléndez on the Latinos Out Loud podcast right now. Thank you both so much for your time.
Sending love to all my people.
Yo, I told y'all. I mean, come on, son. Do you hear this? Do you hear the excitement about the Dominican Film Festival in New York City? Holy moly. Well, there are a lot of films, as you heard Henry and I talk about, 80 films, including features, shorts, docs. So go ahead and check it out, DominicanFilmFestival.com. You guys, I'm so excited to be moderating that panel at Alianza Dominicana on November 2nd. Go to my Instagram page if you want some more information on that, at Rachel La Loca, Rachel La Loca, at Instagram or Twitter. Shout out to all the LOLeros. Shout out to all the Dominicans. Shout out to those that support the Dominican Film Festival, because you don't have to be Dominican to come and support Latinos in cinema. So please do so. If you're not in the New York area, just check out the website. There may be some virtual stuff that you can learn about too. And it's just always good to hear about what's going on, what's coming out of the Caribe. Caribeña presente. This like whole festival buzz just makes me want to wear a Dominican garb, like those big red, white, and blue dresses, and go dancing merengue up and down the street with my guida. All right, you guys get it. So please follow us at We Are Latinos Out Loud. Follow me at Rachel La Loca. Shout out to Jamie and Frank out there. Thanks for listening to another episode of Latinos Out Loud. We got more coming your way, people. 3 times a week. Brah, brah, brah. The power of 3, all right? In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, thank you, Lord, for another episode and for being here with y'all. Love y'all. Talk to you soon. I'm out.